Okay, welcome back to the team bout breakdown. This one was also in Heidenheim, arguably one of the better matches that we would have watched all of that weekend. This is Japan versus Switzerland. What was at stake? Japan here, if they win, they basically lock in Olympics. At the very least, specifically at the very least in the top four spot. If not in the top four spot, at the very least, they will be the first Asian team. So for them, it was a big deal. And for Switzerland, they're in a very tight race with, I believe, Czech Republic and Germany. I think those three are very close together in points for the Olympics. So for them to win here and go to the final, it would have meant that they would have at least been on top of that for the European spot should they not be able to get a top four spot. So let's have a look. Let's move me out of the way. Let's go to the bout. So first round, we had Yamada and Malkati. Overall, not the most interesting bout. So until the end, they get a passivity. And then two quick errors from Yamada give Malkati a bit of a lead for the Swiss. That's a really good distance management. Right, basically, as soon as Yamada hand checks, Malkati sniffs it out, and boom. Let's have a look, right? Yamada loves to hand check, but he kind of misses, and then the parry's too late. Ooh. So Yamada being a bit more ready, but he actually just... Does he miss? Or so Yamada comes in looking high, gets the 8, but he's a little too stuck on the legs. Oh, this is a toe flesh. This is a toe flesh. And he gets remised on the foot. And then this bout goes 3-1. Let's move on to the next. So 3-1, Kano Heinzer. I was expecting this to be a bit of a banger, but nothing crazy. Kano will go up. Just make a 1 point. We'll bring the deficit by 1 point. So let's speed through this. So a quick double. So let's break it down. So this is the usual Kano stuff. He looks for the hand, gets the attention. Either flicks it in, or just brings it right back in. And then one more double should seal the deal here. Oh, sorry, my apologies. This was actually a fantastic hit. Hand, open the distance. More hand. Max Heinzer gets too wild. And Kano hits him with the most lesson-like pair riposte we'll see. Oh, fantastic aid by Heinzer. So this is typical of his style. He shows his hand really high, so it's really hard to get any feints here. And then, by the time you feel comfortable to flesh, the 8 is already out. It's fantastic hit. And then this bout ends 5-4. So let's move on to the next. So this one is... This is where the bouts go a little bit wrong. Matsumoto not having the best of bouts. So they get a quick double. So let's watch the last minute and a half. This was the most like just check. And then Matsumoto just gets a little too close on the hop. Bayard literally just steps in right here to the no BS spot. He knows how clean that was. So now Matsumoto feeling the pressure. He's going to have to try at least one more action to avoid the passivity. And he gets the cleanest 4. Just very lesson-like. So why does this work? This started a little too far right away. We can see the tip. This is, if your action starting here, and with that step back, no chance, Bayard just gets a very clean riposte. And then this bout ends 8-5, +2 for Bayard. We go into the next one. Heinzer, Yamada, where they just kind of tie it up. They stay even. But they both get some really cool hits. I just want to speed run through a few of them. It's just the most casual. Then if I go here, I believe. Ooh. Looks like he gets slapped on the knee. Right, so on the extension, big beat. And it looks like he just gets really slapped. So shit happens. I love this. Look at also. Let's break this one down. It's just a beautiful hit. So a lot of attention given high. And then on the extension here, we give a little bit of attention high. And we flick down low. Something fell behind me. Guess I'll find out later. So let's speed it up a little bit. So really nice hand hits. So Heinzer just keeps his arm up a little too long. You can see he's trying to get up here or down here. Yamada's just a little too fast for him. And then I thought this last one was kind of comical. Right, so Yamada just stays up a little too long. And then Heinzer just decides to give a little try. Yeah. And then 11-8. So now this one is this one basically turns the entire dynamic of the bout on its head. So we're gonna speed run it a bit, but basically Matsumoto gets absolutely trampled. Keep in mind, he's got the passivity running against him, so he has to keep pushing or trying to get hits. So another good double. So right here so far, you're like, okay, not bad, not bad. Ooh, so. Alright. So this is for me, right? This is a big no-no on the toe hit. When someone is just very much on the front foot. And he does... It is a little close, but then Malkadi saves it. So then he gets a little too close. So let's watch. So this is engage in 6. We think we can get it. Good reflexes by Malkadi. Goes under. So just 1, 2. A clean 6. Just lesson like. So here, this bout ends 16-10. Very, very rough spot. So there's not much to look at here. Bayard and Kano just go 4-4. So let's just look at some of the hits. So basically just a lot of this happens. So we can absolutely skip this one. A 6 relay ends 2014. So now the Japanese and the Swiss both make a substitution. Very interesting. Minobe, obviously because Matsumoto has just been absolutely not fencing well in the frame of this bout. And Favre, it's interesting. I would say that maybe they were expecting them to switch in Minobe, or I would say maybe once the Japanese said Minobe was going in, Heinzer said, you know what, Minobe kicked my butt 2 times last time in Vancouver, and I didn't feel like I had an answer for it. So that's my guess is that's what that was. So they opted to keep Heinzer out to keep this bout safe. The Minobe comes out super strong, so basically we're just gonna watch this one at 1.5. Boom! Look at this. Attention high, we just miss. Open, high, low. Very well done. Oh, this is such a good hit. So, look at this. So, Minobe is so good. Small retreat. Small, look at this. Just still a small retreat. Favre is, it's already too late. You're done. So, Minobe is coming out super, super, super strong. A fantastic toe hit. Now he shows like he's going to give really big attention high, and he kind of does, but he sneaks in for another toe hit. I think Fence Minobe, this guy is just so good at managing distance. So here so far, you feel like Minobe has basically got this on lockdown. The comeback's happening. It's comeback season. A fantastic hand hit. Shows that he's potentially over-preparing. The extension comes out. French grips be French grips. Singles. So now, at this point, holy cow. He's probably feeling too much of himself. Gets a little too close. No chance. So I like this. What I like that I saw here from Favre is even though he's getting a little bit slapped around, he comes back out and stays confident in his actions. So Minobe goes for the foot. A little unprepared. Gets the 6, but Favre gets the remise before he steps out. So Inoue really wants to keep that pressure. You're right, he feels like he's got momentum. He gets a little too close. And it looks like he thought he had it here, but he just missed. Ooh, and this kind of what he wanted earlier. Man, Minoube's distance management is actually crazy. Favre steps in. Minoube made the decision right there. Well done. Good double. So this bout ends 25-20. And with how it started, it could have been much worse. So just a +1 from Inoue here. Not too bad. And then here, 25-20. Yamada really puts in some work. So we're not even going to speed this one up. We're just going to watch it. So both these guys have a relatively static style. Ooh, very lesson-like. So let's see. So Yamada knows that people like to, especially with a very French grippy style, that people like to punish on the front foot plant. But look how balanced he already is. And he gets a perfect riposte. So let's watch again. Boom. So Bayard opens the distance to set up a little bit of a trap. Right? Retreat a bit. Stays planted. Trying to get Yamada off guard. No chance. Not today. Especially when you've got time to make a comeback. Use it. This is what the Japanese and specifically are very good at this. Just using the time. Sometimes maybe a little bit too much. But in general, they're so good at it. Ooh. So how did that work? So he checked his distance, got a little closer. Bayard comes back. Yamada stays there and gets the flick in. Well done. Very good, very good management by Yamada there. Ooh. The fadeaway flick. And Bayard opens. So he goes in with a, I guess, like, I wouldn't say it's a feint, but it's very committed. Bayard bites completely. Yamada takes everything away. What's important here is that he's backing out. How he does it is irrelevant. He's backing out as he's hitting. Hit, leave. So here it looks like Bayard's trying to... Like, he's okay if nothing happens now. And Yamada's... For a second there, it really looked like he was okay. He's like, you know what? I'm okay with the 2-point deficit. I can give that to Kano. So... I remember watching this. Parry. Repose. Bayard still in for both lights. It was just a good double. So they go for video. They give it anyway. And then this bout ends 24-26. So let's go to the last one. This was spicy. So, right, we go in. We were down 5, right? That's 6 points down in the 6th relay. Then 7th, we get +1. The 8th, +3. So now 2 points. Not bad, right? This is the Japanese trusting their anchor. They trust Kano to do the work. And here we go. This was an absolutely exciting last period. This is why we watch fencing. Really good double by both. The Kano, like, obviously always really very often goes in. Oh no, so they both went straight to the body. It looked like Kano flicked a bit earlier, but not so much. Ooh, notice how, look at how long Kano worked for that. Worked the hand. Kano works for the hand so much. And look at that. Eventually, he finds the distance. And realistically, it's not that much, right? It's just a good timing. Ooh, look how close this was. Prep. Go in. Leave. Ooh. How did that hit? Very good opposition. So a little similar, but Malkadi was just first to the last hit. Malkadi just goes in first. Very good confidence. Not easy to do that against a guy of Kano's caliber. Kano just works the hand so much. Ooh. It's hard because we can't quite see the last one. So the tip was a little late. Malkadi goes for a beat flesh, but it doesn't deter Kano enough. Right, normally that beat flesh have to be beat, and then you hit before the tip comes back in, but it just wasn't enough. Kano just kept it in there. A good double. Oh. Man, Kano's timing is just so good. Like, look at all the fluff, right? Hey, come forward. I'm going to take your blade. I'm going to take your blade. If you do anything, and Kano does a lot of preps to the hand while he's doing this. And then, oh, you're too close. Sorry. Look at the moment. The acceleration. As soon as Malkadi overcommits, it's done. This is fantastic fencing. If you're looking to fence like Kano, just have crazy hand hits. and crazy footwork. So very smart with Malkati. Doesn't want to be pressured. When his opponent comes forward, we just go direct. And it's not a bad idea. The distance was very good, and historically, right, unless Kano's preparing, he doesn't always have those parries ready. Oh, and back down. So now he's going a bit more committed. So we're back to square one. Look at that. Even though there's a big take, all that take does here is really just disengage the 8. And we go in, and it made Malkati's tip just late enough. So he notices the 8. Big 6. And actually goes around Malkati's 6 as well. So this is kind of almost like the drawer pull. Ooh. And then there it is. So there, Kano was ready. He's like, I'm not getting flushed again. And I like, you can kind of see a pattern in Kano's footwork. Look at this. Fake back, go in. Fake back, go in. Malkati wants to punish that, but Kano's very ready. Fantastic 6, fantastic reflex. I'd be curious to see if Kano was doing this stuff with his back foot on purpose. And then we go to overtime. So let's skip all this. So let's watch, right? So overtime, priority given to Malkati. Oh, what about? What about? The Japanese are so happy because they know. They know exactly what they just punched in. That ticket to Paris. So this is actually quite a lot that happens, right? So very often in passivity, in overtime, you'll notice Kano does back flicks. And, right, look at that big prep. In. If Malkati goes in right now, that would have been a back flick. But it's kind of funny. The elbows, look at the hand motions. They both kind of mirror each other. Da, 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 da. It's kind of interpretive dancing. And they both leave the distance. So then Kano, oh man, just such a good hit. So he shows a big blade. And then he goes straight, gets that hit. I'm guessing with opposition 8. So fantastic bout. If you guys like these breakdowns, let me know in the comments. Here, right, we have the whole breakdown of the bout. Rough start by the Japanese. They kind of lost every bout. And then here, it just went to absolute chaos. And then they brought it back slowly. So fantastic bout, as always. Thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day.